Well, hello, hello, hello. That timer clock didn't work the way it was supposed to, but that's just the way life goes. Hey, it's William over here with A.P.C Photography and now WDCD Media. Hope you're surviving the heat wave. It has been crazy. I'm sitting in the house right now. I'm not in the studio, so it's going to look kind of weird because I'm looking down on the Surface Book, so please forgive that. Want to talk to you about how the industry's been this summer for AV in general. It has been fantastic, and I have to thank everybody out here who has decided to open up, become more active, have more public venues come together, and still incorporating the hybrid technologies when it comes to multimedia. And it has really changed everything. COVID brought along a new set of talent, a new set of doing things, and we have to appreciate all of you who decided to take the shot of elevating production, doing more in production, and making your events not just a buy a ticket and show up here today, but you also happen to give the audience the same or similar experience at home or on their laptop or on their cell phone, like we all have these here, from anywhere in the world, from what we're doing. And so we definitely want to appreciate and thank you for that. A couple things have changed with technology over this last few months. I torture test something over the weekend. I was blessed enough to be able to do 3 live events over the last week. One was at the STG Moore Theater, which was a great experience. Thank you, STG and Moore Theater. You are bringing so many opportunities to so many people who are in the minority community when it comes to acting, when it comes to performances. So thank you so much for what you've done, especially for those children. And keep you up. We're here to support you. We're here to do anything we can to make your life fantastic. So thank you, thank you, thank you. The other thing I did over the weekend, our team was over on Pier 62. That would be the Elite Collective, was the one that was representing us on the pier and Converge. Great experience, great fun. We had the hip hop top 50 anniversary, which was awesome, and he had the Caribbean Festival. So great thank yous to allowing us to be out there and support. I did get an opportunity to torture test something, and I'm super excited about it. It was sunny, it was hot. I figured, well, why not put an FX30 with Sony FX30 camera out there? No tent, no nothing. Plug it in and see what it can take. And while we're at it, since a lot of us are looking to do quick turnaround with our video productions in general, I decided to go ahead and get one of the Shogun Connects. There's no antennas on them right now. Give me just a second here. I'll throw the antennas on. What this does is a 7-inch monitor that allows you to record really high-end video from just about any camera there is. So if you have a Sony FX series, you can record RAW onto this. If you have a Canon, you can record 8K. If you got a Sony, you can record 8K. If it's a A7R5, I believe that's the model, and you can get 8K video recorded on here up to 30 frames per second. Really cool thing on this one is when you put the antennas on, give me just a second here. Comes with a nice little pouch. It's pretty nice. Comes with a pouch. When you put all the antennas on, these are for Wi-Fi. You can send proxy files, either 720p or HD, to your editing team while you're on site. So the moment that you stop recording, this starts sending information as long as you've got a hotspot or a Wi-Fi connection or an Ethernet connection, which is right there, Ethernet connection, you are ready to go. And it's pretty magnificent. The 7-inch monitor really makes it easy to see if you're in the middle of productions. It's, it's bright and you just want to make sure your focus pull is right and everything. Awesome. The other part that I found that was really phenomenal for us was the ability to run both the battery on it, which I had that in there, and run the power supply. The key thing here was you can choose the priority on this unit if it's prioritizing the battery or if it's prioritizing the plug, which means I set it up to prioritize the battery, no, the plug, but the battery is a backup. So if the plug undid, got undone, or we lost power, this is still supplying power to this unit, which is pretty cool. Let's see what it looks like. Takes a moment to turn on, the little green light comes on, takes about 10 seconds for it to load. Then you get a beautiful screen, which will pop up eventually. You'll see the little Atomos logo. A lot of options there. I have no monitor, nothing connected to the monitor, so you're not going to see all the options. But this will let you send the proxy files, record ProRes. You can also record the new 265 format, so it's easy just to process and send it up to YouTube. Uh, Overall, just a fun, nice unit. The coolest thing about this was it was in the sun for 4 hours straight. Burning hot sun out there, right on the pier. I thought I was crazy. You ever a moment where you just think you've lost your mind? Like, there's no way this could be true. It was still pretty cool. Like, the glass wasn't super hot. It was just like moderate temperature. The frame wasn't hot at all. I handed it over to one of my partners, Vic. He grabbed it and said, okay, you've been cooling it down for 15, 20 minutes? I said, no, this just came out of the sun 2 minutes ago. What do you think? He was completely surprised. The 5-inch monitor is burning hot, by the way. The 5-inch monitor version of this will be burning hot in that same scenario. No overheat issue. The other benefit to this unit too that I'm finding with our incorporation is we do SDI and we do HDMI. Not everything has SDI, and the advantage of SDI is it's a more secure cable, better signal transfer, longer distances. So if we're doing productions for you and we need to, get wires all over the place, we can do it. And then this allows us to hook up any camera, laptop, or any video source has either HDMI or SDI, and put out an SDI source too, or HDMI source. Sounds like a bunch of gibberish. In other words, just allows us to have full production capability. How this changes the industry though, for you, having a team like ours go in, is we can work with both our normal live streaming, which is HDMI. We can work with our high advanced stuff, which is the SDI. And if you happen to have what you would call a professional production team out there, A.P.C, NBC type of productions, we can connect into their system if they let us, and they've given us permission. We can connect into their system using SDI because that's what pros use. They use SDI for their signal, either 3G, 6G, or 12G. This one is compatible with all of them, if I've read my materials correct, which means basically any camera. Doesn't matter what you're using. So if you've got a camcorder all the way up to a high-end professional camera, take one of these. You can now basically broadcast wherever you need to broadcast to. This also lets you do a monitor out for the producers on site. That's awesome because you can hook up a wireless monitor to the SDI out or the HDMI out with a wireless transmitter, and basically someone can be in an office 30 feet away, sitting back, looking over notes, figuring out what they want to do, pass notes to the producer or the production manager that day, and we can continuously update and change what we're doing. If you're doing a change of the run of show, or there was something that happened in the show and you would like a change done to it in post-production, we can do that. And then the other advantage too is this has looks like a regular hard drive you put on a computer. Kind of boring stuff here for some people, but this is exciting for those who are on the media side. When I'm done with the day, I can record 4K, 8K, whatever it is we're doing that day. I can hand you this. Now there's special cases I get that convert this into, looks like a hard drive. And your team can get right to work. And you can have all the footage right away, and you don't have to worry about corruption, you don't have to worry about loss of data, you don't have to worry about if I transfer this over to a hard drive, that the hard drive has an issue, or you transfer it over to a hard drive and I get this back and then you don't have it anymore. This can be yours. We do charge an extra service for this. 2 terabyte one, I end up doing about 250. That includes the case. But in that case there, you have everything you want and walk out that day. Someone can start working on that right away. And the advantage of that too, as I mentioned, there's proxies on this. In between each suit, as long as there's wireless transmitting, and this is kind of boring stuff, but let's be honest, the people who are going to be paying attention to this are going to be on the marketing team and on a creative team. We could literally be out on the shoot, doing the shoot, and in between each one of the takes or whatever we're doing, the proxy file gets sent up. They're working on the edits, they're working on the color. That includes if I'm sending over S-Log and all the rest, so I can actually have the LUT on here. The LUT just basically makes it look like what it's going to look in the edit, or rough like it is going to. That's any LUT, so if your team has a specialized LUT that they use for their productions team, it's there. I can show it to you and then show what it's going to look like, and you're going to see that. Your team can start editing right now, from Premiere Pro to anything else, because Frame IO, so just download the file and move forward. It's pretty cool. You get over the real hard drive with all the initial information. The files have the same names, by the way. At least that's the experience I've had. That point there, one and done. You could have your post-production team working on something while we're in the middle of doing videos. That is cool. So technology has changed a lot. Another piece of random technology that's I'm really, really liking right now, to go along with this, is, how do I put it? These wireless transmitters. Having this connected to a wireless transmitter and sending it while out on a shoot to a live stream 60, 80 feet away from the switcher and input section. Amazing. Absolutely amazing. Done it a few times, really enjoy it. The advantage of this unit too is internally it will decide that the output needs to be 1080p, but it can still record the 4K or the 8K. I like that a lot. Gives you tons of versatility because monitors and transmitter systems aren't always the same. Diving in the menus, let's just say for instance using a Canon, if you don't know where to dive in the menu on a Canon, which we have C70s on the team, sending the signal out at 1080p and still recording 4K is kind of a goofy spot to look it up to do it. It doesn't mean you can't do it, but it's in a really goofy spot. Sony puts it all in one little section too, but it's in two separate areas in that same section. Being able to just touch the screen and just have everything go out, just have the main camera just send the main signal you want into here the cleanest possible without any extra processing in the camera for it to go two locations is always best. It ensures that your camera's just working on one image one way. And let this do all the extra heavy lifting. Heavy lifting is important. I've been on today for a little while. Not used to doing these yet, but I will be doing more of them to talk about new technology and what you're going to get as a benefit. Beyond that, I want everybody to have a great day. It is sunny. It is hot. Be safe. Hydrate yourself. Make sure you got your big thing of water. I got mine right here. And if you're a coffee drinker, try to make it 2-to-1 ratio, twice the water to the coffee so that you don't overheat. Other than that, it is another beautiful day in Seattle. Thank you so much for really stepping it up, especially, and this is to my LinkedIn crowd, not my YouTube crowd, to my LinkedIn crowd, which is the business crowd, the B2B, the B2B or B2C clients. You guys have stepped it up. After COVID happened, we all thought hybrid was, remote was going to be the only way we were going to go. Then hybrid came. And we really, really appreciate the fact that you're stepping it up and doing some of the amazing things. Allowing for sound reinforcement and sound on live stream. Great, not single camera angles anymore. We're being brought in doing 3 and 4 and 5 different camera angles and sometimes 3 or 4 different rooms. Really, y'all have stepped it up and made it to where anyone and everyone can experience the live stream. They can experience the event while not being there. That's just amazing. I have to say, going from making commercials, going from just doing, product photos and headshots and things like that, to bringing messages out to the community and giving them an opportunity to be part of many events that they couldn't physically arrive to has been amazing. Because you guys, every one of you who has made the decision to incorporate hybrid, incorporate more of a production level into what you're doing, are bringing more to the community. Recently, we were at the Othello Park. Normally, it's like a two-speaker setup, microphone, and that's all you're going to do. They really stepped it up. They had a 6-speaker PA system out there. We had the Bad Boy M32 out there, which can be used for all high-end production. They had photo booths, DJs, 4 microphones, presenters. That was amazing. We are going to be doing a huge one this weekend, actually multiple. There's going to be a leadership conference at UW. There's going to be the big day of show, which is going to be in the South End, the Rainier Valley area. There's going to be live streaming there. There's going to be sound reinforcement done there. There's going to be photo booths, tons of crafts, everything else. But when it comes on the other edge of it, we're looking at 2 production teams I know of, Dancing in the Rain Media and the Elite Collective will both be there. And Converge Media will be doing coverage too. All knockout, high level. We're talking matching up with or exceeding a lot of the local news and media stuff. And not to say that they aren't doing a great job, because you guys are killing it. It's just that we're now able to do so much more with the technology like this, with the FX30s, with the C70s, with the Blackmagic design. We're able to just come out there and give you a tremendous level of production. When we're over at UW, that's going to be another one we're doing. That's going to be WDCD Media and the Elite Collective. Thank you, Elite Collective, for sponsoring with lighting. Appreciate you. That's a blessing. We do have lighting our own, but they added in some extra lighting, so I'm definitely going to give them props. And I've also, thank you very much for allowing other sponsorship of the microphone setups we're going to be using for the interviews. So once again, the Elite Collective steps up, and they've been in the community one way, shape, or other for almost 2 decades. About 3 more years, I'll be on my first decade here in the community working around, and working with them as a partnership has been great. Dancing in the Rain Media will be hitting its 1 decade in about 3 years too. So we're all really, really blessed to have been part of the community and be part of this. We're also hoping over the next few years to set up our own big media company, meaning that we'll have multiple areas where we can do stuff just the same as like King 5 and Cairo. Hey, you inspired us. We're just following the footsteps of everything you're doing. So this coming up weekend, we're going to be in 3 locations for certain with all 3 teams. And the other benefit of it is we get to do BIPOC, Black, and African American excellence, because these teams are essentially all either Black, African American, or BIPOC, which is amazing to have that complete diversity shown in the community. We also have an LGBTQ segment also in there too. So we're really all about community, letting everybody know that the community is diverse in multimedia. We really, really want everyone to know that with media this year, you're getting excellence. You are able to get into all the good things. Now, I am going to bring up one last subject matter. And I have to say, in some ways, this has benefited us smaller production companies because we're not part of the unions. And we also have to say to the unions, please come to terms. We love watching the media. We love watching the show. So somebody figure it out so we can really enjoy the stuff that's coming up, like movies and everything else. Because people really want to get away from all the craziness in the world. We just came out of COVID and all that stuff. So can y'all come to an agreement? Now, that being said, some of this multimedia stuff and production stuff, small movies and things like that, we've been called in to do some work. Not me personally, but others that I have known. I didn't realize why we were getting called in so much, so I did a little bit of investigation. Apparently there's 2 strikes, a writers union and actors guild. I'm getting more of the details down, so please forgive me. Every day I deal with B2B more than anything else, so it's like I feel like an idiot here for a minute, but I just want to say this. Get through whatever you got to get through and get it done quick, because people really do need the entertainment. They need something to relax to. Wife and I just went out to a nice movie. It was awesome just to get away from the everyday grind of 60 hours a week, 80 hours a week, some weeks for both of us. And, being parents and everything else and running a business and trying to make sure people are getting paid and all the rest of it, edits out. it's really nice just to relax and enjoy some multimedia. So you guys do a great job. It's what you do. And yes, we can do a lot of the same things you do, but really, we want those guys to get back to work. We want the writers to get back to work, writing what they write. We want everybody else to do that. So I wish you the best of luck of finding solutions between both sides of the party, because I think, this would be kind of cool that we can get everything back on track, and we're not going to have a pause of a whole bunch of this. Or what may end up happening, and which I've already seen a little bit of, is we get called in and we're taking place of some of those production teams, and actors who aren't part of the unions are doing other jobs. And I've seen where people have come to us to do some shows and they weren't on our normal avenue. So I think this is going to be a unique period over the next period of time here, and I hope that, luckily for us, we're not doing that, but I know of people who are. Um, let's not do these small productions taking over large productions. Let's not have that happen. I mean, we all aspire to move up to that area where it's the Hollywood, big movie productions or big series productions, and I think those are the areas that have been hit, and we want that entertainment there. Everyone needs that entertainment, so find a way to come to terms. I don't know. I'm not too much into it, because day to day I'm just doing some B2B and trying to make sure they're happy and everyone's, their messages amongst their teams or out to their select group of people, or they're out to the public, is taken care of. But what you do for entertainment and allowing people to relax, and after a long day, have something relevant that's a long storytelling that can be 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 seasons. Definitely, we'd love to get you back into doing that instead of sitting at home without making a paycheck, because that would suck. And I really hope that you guys find a way to get to that resolved. Other than that, the rest of the cool stuff that's going on, we're going to have some more media stuff coming up. There's going to be some interviews I'm going to show on here that are going to be really cool. There's several business owners in the Northwest that are just stepping it up to assist the next generation in productions. I'm 45, so I've got another 25, 30 years of the career left, and I want to help those others get to that, first decade, second decade of, productions work. Now, don't get me wrong, I've been doing this stuff on and off since 1994. I just want somebody else coming up that can see what we can do now and that can build on that. And there's a lot of people out there doing a lot of sponsorships, so we are very, very thankful that you are stepping up to those sponsorships and helping out. There's a couple that are going to be coming down the road here, and once they do, I'll do an official announcement to it. And one of them is a local Northwest company that, when stepped up, is going to be such a phenomenal piece to be adding to the production side, and it's going to be great. Beyond that, I wish everybody a magnificent, amazing, awesome day, and take care. Bye-bye.